made you a judge over us? This was the question that was thrown to Moses when he rushed out before he was sent. There is a difference, a big difference between go and go now. Go interprets that you have been called, but go now interprets much more that you are sent. Go and go now, they are not the same phrase. So when you hear go, please verify, wait and verify to know whether it is go now. Jesus said to the disciples, when I sent you, lackest thou anything? This is a question that needs no answer. Meaning I have sent you. It's not just about calling you. See, in calling of God, so many people answer the call themselves. So many people heard you are called and they rushed out. In distance between Matthew chapter 3 and Matthew chapter 17. Matthew chapter 3, a voice came from heaven at the baptism and said, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. But in Matthew chapter 17, the same voice came again and said, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. He listened to him. Hear ye him. A father in the Lord, a revered one at that, once told me that there is such a thing as hear ye him anointing. There is such a thing as hear ye ministry. It is not enough to be called, but much more than enough to be sent. When you are called, wait to hear if the mandate has said sent. How do you know you are sent? You have backing. You go with, there is a rod in your hand. Moses ran out because he could not give an answer to this question. He ran out, and over 40 years, he was gathering the answer to this question. He was getting the capacity. He was becoming within these years in the wilderness. Even when it was time for him to come, do you know what he said? Who will I tell them sent me? You must know who sent you, and that is commissioning. The Lord replied, you must go back and tell them, I am that I am sent you. And he came out, and he didn't come out alone. He didn't come out empty-handed. He came out with a rod. When you are sent, there is a rod in your hand. That rod is what distinguishes you from every other. That rod is your uniqueness. It might be a weakness, but it is your rod. The Lord calls it that when he drops the rod, it became a snake and not just a rod. Go and go now are not the same thing. They are not the same phrase. When I sent you, lackest thou anything? It is not just enough to know what to say, but more than enough to be enabled to say it. So many people know what to say, but they have not been introduced. When you are sent, you have been commissioned, you have been introduced, you have been verified, you have been approved. You know the way Meta verifies people. You have been verified, you have been approved. No one, you need no introduction anymore. That at the mention of his name, the Bible says, every knee bows and every tongue confesses that Jesus is the Lord. Who made you a judge over us? Was asked one of our brothers. I don't know the one that will be asked you today or tomorrow. When you go before your God, you don't go before God, you follow. He said, this sign, follow them that believe. The signs follow us. We don't follow the sign. Have you been called? Okay, you have been called. Congratulations.